if they cannot memorize that mission statement, it is worthless.
I can see the whole wide world with these two eyes, and I can be whoever I want to be, 'cause it's my life.
What is the vision? So the vision is something that it's a long-term goal that you can count. You know, for example, the vision at Spurrell & Associates is to help 1,000 businesses for more than 5 years. Can't at all accomplish that this year because we have a capacity of 100. I have to grow the firm and I have to work for a long time to get that. But then our mission is helping Canadian business beat the odds. Really small, really succinct. Most business owners are going to write literary masterpieces for their mission statement. And you got to think that someday you're going to hire a receptionist or someone to do file work for $15 an hour. If they cannot memorize that mission statement, it is worthless. So most business owners write this literary masterpiece, and nobody remembers it, even them. They can't remember it either. Simple. Simpler, the better. I got ours is helping Canadian business beat the odds. I got an electrician. He's bringing power, building trust. That's it. Real simple. What is that mission statement? What are people going to gravitate back towards? And people ask me, well, why do you do the YouTube videos first? This is in order. If I force you to talk about your business for 10 minutes at a time, and you do that a half dozen times, 10 times, 20 times, you're going to be a lot more clearer about what's important to you and what's not important to you. So you're going to start to get your problem, vision, mission. Then you're going to look at your differentiation factors. And so you guys have seen this before. Do this differently. So what you do versus what other lawyers do. Now you guys are probably going to be like me in this on your differentiation factors. This is the differentiation factor for the marketing business that I'm a partner in. We're very, guns drawn type of thing. We're right at our competitors, Top Draw, Pixel Army, Rapids, and Top Draw's right across the street from us, which makes it really funny, but we target them. But as a CPA firm, I can't put my competitors on there, on that. You guys as lawyers probably can't either, but you can talk about other law firms probably the same way I can talk about other CPA firms. So, what you do that your competitors don't do, be very specific about it. Why are they coming to you? This is what you have to think about. Because it's one thing to get a lead, but now I'm telling to you about how to convert that lead. Okay, you have to be very specific about what you're going to focus on and what you're not going to focus on. Branding. Now we're going to talk about your branding, which it's going to be your logo. Where are you going to put that branding? And I always recommend to businesses, you should actually do this after. Most people come up with a logo first, but they don't really know who they are and what they stand for and what they're going to do. So sometimes when you go through this exercise, you're going to determine that your branding doesn't really communicate what we're trying to communicate. And sometimes you're going to redo that branding. And then once you have that branding, decide where are you going to put that branding. Are you going to make fancy little folders, or are you going to put it on a sign out front? Maybe you're going to wrap a vehicle. I don't know what you're going to do. But you're going to determine once you get that branding, is it appropriate and where am I going to put it? And you can see that this is in order too. This is not just the what we think you should do, but this is the order we think you should do it in. Okay. And then we're going to come up with something called a no-brainer offer. This is going to be hard for some of you guys. So the no-brainer offer is something that you're going to give away for free or low cost that's going to set you apart from your competitors. Because your competitors are out there and they're searching for multiple firms. And they don't know who you are. You could be the best. But they don't know that. I work with a garage door guy. And believe it or not, installing garage doors is a bit of a science, and there's no program you can actually take for it at NATE. And this guy just knows it. He knows everything that can go wrong for a door. He's a second generation garage door guy. But he started his garage door business and he posted a website. And he's literally probably the best garage door installer in the city. His family's been doing this for generations, and nobody called. Because nobody knew he was the best. They didn't know who he was. But what is that no-brainer offer that you're going to give? So a lot of lawyers, you might actually get away with free consult, because there's a lot of firms that don't give free consult. Now, do you want to give it one step further, where you give them an ebook? Maybe something like that. but you got to think about why they're going to call you. You want to give something away for free or a lower cost than other people that are going to increase the amount of time that you're going to click, because that's just going to reduce the amount of content you do and the amount of advertising that you're going to do. Then, now, only at that point are you actually ready to build a website.
Sorry,
Yeah.
is a no-brainer offer something that they come to you and then you give it away, or would it be on your website?
If you're going to do it on your website, I would get contact information. Like if you're going to give away an ebook, I would get that email address and follow up for it. Or if you're going to just give it away, I would make they have to come into the consult to get it. That's important. And a business starting from scratch, this will take 6 to 12 months to get through if you're hustling. So there's a reason why we're doing that in order. So people who start with that website on day one probably have just wasted $5,000. So once you get to that website, it has to be a WordPress website. Has to be a WordPress website. WordPress has the biggest market share. It ranks easier on Google. And everyone's like, well, I want to do a Wix website. I don't care. It has to be a WordPress website if you want to spend less energy to rank it. So if you have a Wix website, you're going to take that receipt that you paid for Wix or whatever it is, and you're going to light it on fire. You're going to have a little ceremony, and you're going to say, I just made a mistake, but we're going to build a WordPress website.
Sorry, why is that?
Why is it? Because WordPress just has the biggest volume, and Google is better at searching what it knows best. So it will just search WordPress better. So you're just fighting this huge uphill battle by using Joomla or Wix. So you're going to want a WordPress website. It's at this point, I mean, you might need someone to help you through this whole process. You know, it's like a coach. At this point, when you hire, you might need to hire someone to help you with the website. But that's the order you should do it in. And then finally, the last thing on this is the sales training. The worst thing in the world is you answer that phone, hello, no. Or, you know, Smith LLP. You know how hard you work to get that phone to ring and someone's answering the phone like that? Who here has called companies and they're just terrible on the phone? And who here has called companies like, man, they're great on the phone. And then you call them back a week later and you talk to someone else and they're still great on the phone. Does anyone know why they're great? They practice it. They practice it. They literally sit there and role play and practice it. All the good companies who are good at it, they practice it. So if you got that, you know, receptionist and you think, oh, I'm paying that receptionist $15 an hour, $20 an hour, $25 an hour, but you're not training them, and then you're spending a couple $1,000s a month on Google AdWords, but you won't do any role playing with them to see if they can convert, or what are those common objections that they're running into? Because before they book a consult, they're probably running into 1 or 2 common objections all the time. And you should have it scripted out of exactly what you say to this objection and exactly what you say to that objection, and you should practice it with them. You do it to them, they do it to you. So these are what we call our foundational marketing niches, and we view it as, yeah, you can spend money on these other things, but if you spend money on these other things, chances are they're not going to convert. You know, we've seen clients, you know, pay tens of thousands of dollars for Google AdWords that don't convert because these things are broken. You know, people get interested, but immediately they go and research a bunch of your competitors, and your competitors have reviews and they don't. Well, guess what? You just paid, you know, Google AdWords to recruit business for your competitors. So these are what we call our foundational marketing initiatives, and they should be done before you start doing that. In fact, all the literature would suggest that you should have 40 Google reviews before you place a Google ad. There's a lot of people out there who want to sell you Google ads who don't have 40 Google, even if you don't have Google reviews, because they're going to charge you a monthly fee or a percentage of the ad spend. At 40 ads, psychologically, you're past that barrier where you're probably getting more, you know, reviews than just your friends and family type of thing. And also, Google will sell you those ads for cheaper if you have 40 or more. It's not a hard number. Google doesn't publish that number. It's an approximate number, but we can just use that as a rule. Of 40, you should have 40 Google reviews before you pay for a single ad. Does this make sense so far? Who wants to see what this looks like in action? Okay. So we're going to do live searches again. Right. don't know what I'm gonna get. I think I know, but I hope